All right, let's get right into it. We are smack in the middle of a massive revolution in health and wellness. And you know where the battlefield is? It's right there, on your phone. It's this incredible war being fought with our data, with algorithms, all in the race to build the perfect AI coach. But the prize, it isn't just about building a better app, it's about earning your trust.
Come on, be honest. I'm willing to bet the answer is a big yes. We've all been there, right? You start out super motivated, you track a few meals, you log a few workouts, and then poof, you just stop. So why does that keep happening? Well, it turns out there's a really clear pattern to why these old school apps almost always fail us.
And it pretty much always comes down to these same three problems. First, the tracking is just so tedious. Manually logging every single thing you eat? It's a chore, and nobody likes chores. Second, the advice is totally generic. You get this one-size-fits-all plan that has no idea who you are or what your life is actually like. And third, when your motivation inevitably dips, there's no real support. You're left completely on your own. But this is where the entire game just gets flipped on its head. AI is transforming these apps from what were basically passive diaries, just, a log of what you did, into active predictive coaches that are actually guiding your very next move. It's a huge, huge shift in thinking. So how does it work? First up, we've got computer vision. The easiest way to think about this is that it gives your phone's camera a brain. This is what absolutely demolishes that first big problem of tedious tracking. Instead of typing in every single ingredient of your lunch, you just snap a photo. The AI sees the food, it figures out the portion size, and boom, it logs all the nutrition for you. Just like that, the biggest reason people quit is basically gone. Next up in the toolkit is machine learning, or ML. This is the real engine behind what we call hyper-personalization. This is what tackles that generic advice problem head-on. ML algorithms are constantly analyzing your progress, your data from a wearable, even the feedback you give it, and it's continuously adapting your plan. So if you hit a wall or a plateau, the plan changes right along with you. No more generic nonsense. And finally, the new kid on the block, the real powerhouse, generative AI. This is the conversational brain that completely solves that no support problem. It powers an AI coach you can literally chat with 24/7, getting expert, personalized advice on your specific questions whenever you need it. It's basically like having a world-class nutritionist and a personal trainer living in your pocket. And this just lays out the whole strategy perfectly. See, together, these three technologies create what we call an AI stack. And this stack just systematically dismantles every single reason we used to give up. Tedious tracking becomes effortless meal snaps. Generic, useless plans become hyper-personalized journeys. And feeling like you have no support? That becomes a 24/7 AI coach in your corner. Problem meets solution. Okay, so here's where it gets really, really interesting. As all these companies are building out their AI stack, the global market is actually splitting into two totally different camps, two completely different philosophies. It's this fascinating battle between focusing on the body versus focusing on the mind. So on one side, you have what's called the Health OS model, and companies like Whoop have perfected this. Their entire philosophy is built around one question: what is your body doing right now? They use a hardware strop to collect non-stop biometric data, sleep, stress, recovery, and their AI's job is to be an interpreter for your body's signals. But then on the other side, you have the psychological intervention model from companies like Noom. They're asking a totally different question: how can we help change your mind? They use AI to scale the principles of cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, to help you build healthier habits by understanding your own psychology. And what's so cool about this is that Noom's mind-first strategy has a measurable impact that goes way beyond just the number on a scale. I mean, look at this data. On top of significant weight loss, users are reporting a 20% jump in their overall mental wellness and a 14% drop in anxiety levels. It's proof that their holistic, mind-focused approach really, really works. So we've got this global split, right? Body versus mind. But what happens when you introduce a completely different variable into the equation? For that, let's jump over to Japan, which is forging its own unique path by focusing on two things: culture and personality. Over there, the key players are asking totally different questions. You've got a company called Askin, and they are all about cultural optimization. Their question is simple: what did you eat? They leverage this enormous database of Japanese food to deliver unbelievably accurate meal tracking. And then you have Fink, which uses a psychological archetype model. It asks, who are you? And it actually combines your health data with a personality test to tailor its advice to your specific personality type.
And this deep cultural focus, it gets insane results. Get this. When Askin upgraded its image recognition to a new generative AI, one that was trained specifically on its massive database of local food, it boosted its accuracy by a staggering 25%. That right there is the power of deep cultural optimization. It's a huge deal.
So let's zoom out and put it all together. This table gives us a fantastic snapshot of the whole battlefield. You've got Whoop leaning into its hardware. You've got Noom leveraging psychology and CBT. In Japan, you have Askin winning with its cultural food data, and Fiancy dialing in with personality tests. It's 4 different companies all chasing that holy grail of personalization, but taking wildly different roads to get there.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing, right? But all of this incredible technological power comes with a huge catch. And this, right here, is the central conflict of this entire industry. The smarter the AI coach gets, the bigger the risk becomes for all of us. It's what I call the AI paradox. It's simple, really. To give you that life-changing, hyper-personalized advice, these apps need access to your deepest, most sensitive health information. Your sleep patterns, what you eat, your stress levels, maybe even your medical history. Which forces every single one of us to ask a really personal question. Is the benefit of having a super smart AI coach actually worth the risk of handing over that incredibly sensitive data? And the risks really boil down to 2 massive dangers. First off, privacy breaches. We're talking about your protected health information, or PHI, which to a hacker is basically a goldmine. And second, there's the risk of medical misinformation. Generative AI has this well-known problem where it can hallucinate, which is just a fancy way of saying it can make stuff up. In a wellness app, that could mean getting dangerously wrong health advice. And don't think the regulators aren't watching. The FDA in the United States is taking this very seriously. They've actually voiced concerns about something they call performance drift. And that's when an AI model that was super accurate when it launched, slowly over time becomes less reliable as it starts to encounter new data out in the real world. That's a scary thought. So, to fight back against this, experts are proposing some really clever solutions, like an AI facts label. The idea is just brilliant in its simplicity. Just like a nutrition label on your food, this label would tell you exactly what data the AI was trained on, how well it performed in tests, and maybe most importantly, what its known limitations or biases are. It's all about bringing transparency to a black box.
And all of this brings us to the future, because at the end of the day, the company that wins this AI wellness war won't be the one with the smartest AI. It's going to be the one with the most verifiable and the most trustworthy AI. And believe me, this technology is only going to get more and more integrated into our lives. Right now, AI is a coach. In the near future, it'll become predictive, warning you about an injury risk before it even happens. And the eventual goal? It could become this ambient layer in our homes, tracking our health without us even thinking about it, all while working hand in hand with human coaches in a perfect hybrid model. So what's the big takeaway here? It's that the rules of the game are fundamentally changing. For these companies, success is no longer just about having the coolest features. It's about having provable privacy and verifiable accuracy. And for us, the users, we have to get a lot smarter. We have to decide who we're willing to trust with our most valuable data. Because really, it all comes down to this one simple idea. Your personal health data, that is the new currency. And the only question that truly matters is this: who do you trust with your wallet?